Okay, Mila Falter, welcome to Irish Granny Helen. Welcome back to Debbra Lupien, voice of the
Hey.
Akashic Records. I want everybody to take a wild guess who we're going to talk about next. No cheating now. I love the background. It's really cute. It reminds me of postcards from the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. So Joan Rivers, how much do you yourself know about her, just in general?
A little. I mean, I watched her when she was around.
I thought I knew about her, and I always thought she was really smart and an astute businesswoman. And the reason why I thought we should do her was because she was on the Celebrity Apprentice, and she won over all these young things. They were horrified that this little old lady beat the pants off of all of them. Now, winning the Celebrity Apprentice, as we all, sad to say, know now, is meaningless. But she had several different reality shows over the past 20-ish years or so. And one of them was with her daughter and her grandson, kind of like their day-to-day life. It was so interesting because my assumption, which I always go, I'm Eeyore, I just assumed, okay, well, this kid will be a brat and they have a problematic relationship. Behind closed doors, as much as you can be on a reality TV show, she had real clear boundaries and really high standards. This little boy was polite and kind and thoughtful. And it wasn't an act. No child could keep it up like that, for any great length of time. The brat stuff would become really apparent. He was lovely. They did such a good job of raising him. His name is Cooper. It's her grandson. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, this tells me a lot about her. Tells me a lot about her.
Well, she and her daughter were very close. They, especially after the husband died, they were very bonded and they did a lot of things together.
The daughter blamed her. They had, we'll get into that. There was some serious stuff that went on, but they got help.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They got help, but it was really bad for a while. So anyway, she was born in 1933 in New York and Brooklyn, and she was crack up as a child. So let's just talk to her. Let's get started.
Okay.
Ask her about her imaginary persona when she was a child.
Okay, so Joan. Hey ho. So can you tell us about your imaginary persona when you were a child?
Sorry.
She started out bigger than life, and that was her first stab at it. And she got a sense of bringing that presence. It's like she was born with that in her gut. It was just there from the beginning. She was a performer. So are you saying that you were a performer in a past life? Did you bring this forward? Yeah. More than one.
She had this persona called, I love this. It cracks me up. She called herself, little kid now, just imagine. She called herself J. Sandra Meredith. And she would put on this persona for people when she was really little. How was that received at home?
So how did people receive your performance? Oh, they loved it. It was hysterical and they enjoyed it. The parents were quite proud, and it just was what it was. So Joan, are you originally from Vega? How'd you guess? She's a Vegan.
Me too.
Yeah.
How did you guess?
What's that?
How did you guess?
I asked her.
No, but why did you ask her? What led you to think?
because of where you were taking the conversation. It just hit me. Oh,
Oh.
the personality that you're describing as a little child, that's classic Bacon.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Because when I was a kid, I was, well, I was spoiled rotten by my grandparents because my mother got sick and I had to be with my grandparents for a period of time. And they would take me down, and this is in a small town in Ireland. I remember this very well. They'd walk me down to the little corner store and put me on the counter, and I'd sing and dance for all the old men, and they'd feed me candy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when it started. What can I say? I relate to this whole, I think that's why it amuses me so much. I relate to that whole situation really well. And then her parents sent her to the Brooklyn Society for Ethical Culture School. And I'm really curious about that. Was that Wilhelm Reich?
So the ethical culture school, was it Wilhelm Reich that you went with? Yes.
He developed it. Why did they choose that? Because they were Jews. They were Russian Jews. That seems non-traditional.
Yeah, it does. So do you know why they chose that school for you? They saw the inner star in me and they wanted to cultivate it. So they felt that that would give me a good grounding foundation that would help me as I move forward into my career, because they were sure that I was going to be a performer. Oh, and she's saying, at that time there was the Borscht Belt and they were big into that. So it was that kind of a thinking that she's going to be one of those Jewish kids that performs in the Borscht Belt.
Well, the school, it was very philosophical, progressive, non-conventional. It wasn't really like a theater school. It was more like a kind of a new age psychology philosophy school.
Yeah,
I mean, Wilhelm Reich.
They wanted that contrast so she would be grounded and be able to be a success as a performer.
Was her high school? She went to an academy in Brooklyn, a Delphi Academy. Was that co-ed?
OL?
Co-ed.
Co-ed. Oh, okay. So the high school that you went to, was it a co-ed high school? No.
Was all girls?
Was it all girls? She's saying it was.
Oh. My heart goes out to her. I had the same situation. Why did she transfer to Barnard from Connecticut College?
So why transfer from Connecticut to Barnard for college? It was about a boy. She was at that age where she was interested in romance, and yeah, there was somebody there that appealed to her.
Well, wasn't Barnard all girls? I thought Barnard was one of the seven sisters. I thought it was all girls.
Might have been, but a boy
associated
in the area,
with boy,
so yeah, got her in proximity.
Yeah. I hate to bring up a delicate topic, but something significant in her life was all through her life. She struggled with her weight, and it really affected negatively her body image, which led to all the plastic surgery later. Could you talk about that a bit?
Could you talk about the issues with weight as a young woman? It was a real struggle, and being a performer, you had to look good. I couldn't be a fatty on stage. It wasn't an option for me. But things did get a little bit twisted, and I can see now how it led me astray in many ways and caused a lot of anguish. So sad. But that was the path that she was on.
I'm curious, was it more of a genetic predisposition to just be that way, which, so the unfortunate situation for some of us, or was there a food issue because of family issues, or what was really going on?
So the weight issue, was it an emotional based issue, or was it more of a cultural thing in the family? She's making a joke about it's the big bottom club, in the family, and
Genetic.
the way that they cooked and ate,
Yeah.
and the culture.
Yeah.
Lots of lox and bagels,
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, so eventually she ended up doing what's it called, the Greenwich Village comedy scene, and it was really unusual for a woman, and she became good friends with a number of people whose names will ring a bell. Let's just get the first one out of the way. She knew Woody Allen really well. Did she pick up on his proclivities?
Did you know about Woody Allen's dirty little secret? Yeah. It was a well-known secret. Lots of people knew.
What did she think of George Carlin?
What about George Carlin? What did you think about him? Genius. Loved the man. Cracked me up. Really admired his work and his ethic.
Did you know that George Carlin dropped out of school in the 6th grade?
Did you know he dropped out of school in 6th grade? She did, because she interviewed him at some point. So that was part of the
I was actually asking you.
package. Oh, me? Well, I knew that because you told me that.
It fascinates me because, he went to Catholic schools and the nuns could not handle him because he was a genius. There's no doubt about it. And he just could not be confined in the regimented environment, the classroom. And so he quit school in the 6th grade. What is that, 12 years old?
Less than that, I think.
But look at how smart and aware and engaged he was with the world. That's genius. It's incredible.
He was a great observer. He saw everything and cataloged it in that amazing brain.
Yeah. She also knew Bob Dylan. I'm curious. He probably, I would guess, this is my assumption, correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't really share a lot about himself, did he?
Bob Dylan. Did you know much about his personal life? Yeah, only what was public. Yeah, he was not talking about it, especially to someone like her.
Why her? What was wrong with her?
Because of what she did. I mean, she talked about celebrities and made fun of them.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't the butt of her jokes.
Yeah. So she knew a lot of people. There was a story that she was on stage with Barbra Streisand and had this hot lesbian kiss with Barbra Streisand on stage. It's not true. They were in a play together, but they never appeared on stage at the same time together. So what did she think of Barbra Streisand?
What did you think of Streisand? Loved the voice, not so fond of the woman.
Okay, moving on.
So the other thing, she just popped in. The truth is, she was very strong-willed, like Joan, and they clashed.
Oh, you can see that, right? I mean, that's not hard to imagine.
Yeah.
So she was in a trio. What's it called here? A cabaret act. Two guys who were friends of hers and her, and they did quite a bit together. But they went to perform at a rally for RFK Sr. And Joan, everyone has flaws. And Joan was a Republican. She wore the Republican candidate's button at this RFK rally. And her two partners in their act were really upset with her, and she wouldn't take it off. And things got heated. And they just never spoke to each other. It just broke up the act. Could you talk about that?
Yeah. Could you talk about that whole thing with wearing a Republican button at the RFK rally and breaking up your partnership? And she was very committed and just rigid in her beliefs. And it was a matter of ethics and character for her. She could not go there and represent herself as supporting RFK.
Right.
She had to wear the button to declare that, her values were elsewhere. And doesn't that wind right back around? She went to that ethical school.
Yeah, and more power to her. It takes courage to stick up for what you believe in. We don't all have to agree about stuff. I will ask her this though: does she feel vindicated now in light of RFK Jr.?
Do you feel vindicated about that action now because of RFK Jr.? The two things have nothing to do with each other, but she still stands by that decision because in her mind, had she not done that, then it would have been like she was complicit in supporting the Democrat.
No, yeah, I hear her. Yeah, yeah. That was my pathetic stab at a joke. Maybe I should just stay in my own lane. So okay, so they broke up, and that was kind of sad. So then she was on Candid Camera, and you know what? I remember her when I was a kid. I used to watch Candid Camera, and there was always this blonde woman who sort of helped set up the tricks, and that was her, right? That was Joan.
I don't remember that.
I do remember. Ask her. Am I remembering that was her?
So was it you on Candid Camera who was the blonde woman setting things up ahead of time? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, she was. I always wondered how she kept a straight face. No, that was a pretty funny show.
Well, that was her business.
Yeah. Can she talk about Johnny Carson?
What can you tell us about Johnny Carson? A study in contrasts. Always grateful for the start that he gave me. He was very supportive. He was a wonderful mentor until he wasn't. He was not going to let me go my own way. He wanted to keep a hold of me, to control me, and that was something that I could not allow. And it was sad, but no regrets.
That begs the question. So what happened in a nutshell is that he had her on his show numerous times when women just, didn't do stand up, and people thought she was too abrasive and gossipy, but he had her on his show. And then he made her his guest host when he wasn't there. She sat in for him, and she had kind of a filial relationship. She called herself Johnny Carson's daughter. And then she was offered, there was this new channel, ironically enough, Fox, and they offered her the opportunity to have a talk show, and it conflicted with the time slot of Johnny Carson's show. And when he found out, he never spoke to her again. So it begs the question: did she intentionally avoid telling him, or did she just not have a chance to tell him yet?
So when you were offered that opportunity to do the show on Fox, and then Johnny got all upset about it, did you delay telling him because you were afraid of his reaction? Or had there just not been enough time to tell him? Which was that? A little of both. She delayed it too long. There was an opportunity where she could have told him, and then things just tumbled and it got away from her.
Well, I think that probably told her something about him.
Yeah, well, he felt it was a betrayal, and couldn't you have apologized and made things right with him?
She tried.
No, he wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
He saw it as a betrayal. There was no going back.
So she was on everybody's show. Every show you could possibly think of, she was on everybody's show. But I have one that I really love, this particular person. And so I want to know what she thought of him. Dick Cavett.
What did you think of Dick Cavett? Bright, great sparring partner. Smart man.
Real smart.
Him?
He was funny and charming.
Yeah, different from her, but funny. Yeah, she held him in high esteem. That's what I'm getting.
He seemed like a nice person. Was he just a nice person? It seemed like he was very transparent.
So was he a nice person or was that an act? He was a decent guy.
Yeah, I got that impression. Yeah. I'm glad to know my radar was working. Who else was significant that she dealt with that was just either really great or just egregious, so she can gossip for us?
So, anybody you want to talk about who was really wonderful or really awful? She's saying Jonathan Winters, she really enjoyed him. They played off one another. Anybody else? She liked Robin Williams, but he was a little too much for her.
It was a little too much for everybody.
It's like the competitiveness came out in her, and she found that a little abrasive. So she didn't appreciate him the way others do. So anybody else that you want to mention? She's seen Jackie Gleason. I don't know if they had anything going on or not, but he comes up.
You want to know a little tidbit about Jackie Gleason? His grandson is an actor. And I don't think you'd ever realize that they were related. Where did I find out that his grandson was an actor? His first name is Jason. Jason, when I say it, it's going to ring a bell. You're going to go, oh, of course. Hold on. Jason Patrick.
Can't place that.
That doesn't ring a bell, huh? Let me show you a picture. Nice looking guy, too.
Okay, yeah, I've seen him.
That's Jackie Gleason's grandson. Isn't that just a little tidbit? What about Paul Lynde?
Oh, what about Paul Lynde? Loved him. A hoot. He was somebody she would invite to the apartment because she just enjoyed his company.
He was hilarious. I was too young to get it, you know?
Yeah.
But he was hilarious. Okay. And he just the right amount of snark.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I've got all sorts of stuff. Okay. Just in general, I have a question, just personally, just between us girls. Where did she get the energy to do what she did? She did everything. Movies, radio, stage. She wrote books. She did reality. She did tours. Oh my God, how did she do it?
So can you help us understand, how did you keep up that pace to be active in all those different opportunities? Well, it's like this. Time is fleeting. You got to hit while the iron is hot. And why do you think I was always getting those surgeries? I was trying to beat the clock. So it was a race against time to cram in as much as I could while I could, because I knew the gravy train was going to end.
I love the title of this book. She wrote a ton of books, but one was called Having a Baby Can Be a Scream, and it's subtitled The Catalog of Gynecological Anxieties. I thought that was hilarious. Okay, let's see here. Oh, she also, here's the other thing she did. She toured as a comedian, but she opened on stage for a lot of famous singers. Helen Reddy, Robert Goulet, Paul Anka, Mac Davis. I felt like I was taking a trip down memory lane when I was writing out these notes, you know. Who was her favorite singer?
So who was your favorite singer that she opened for, or just in general?
Or just in general.
So your favorite singer? Sinatra, of course.
Oh, please. Okay.
She loved
What
him.
about
She loved him.
a lot of women did. What about she hosted Saturday Night Live at one point? And what's the name of that guy who's the guy behind Saturday Night Live? What's his name?
Oh, Lorne Michaels.
Lorne Michaels. How'd that go?
So, how'd you get along with Lorne Michaels? Well, he would try to clip your wings, but I wasn't having it, and I was able to charm him. So we made things work, and I enjoyed doing it. Would have loved to have done more of it.
What did you think about Jimmy Fallon? He was the first Tonight Show host that let her back on the Tonight Show after she had this big rift with Johnny Carson. The guys afterwards, wouldn't have her on. So what are her feelings about Jimmy Fallon?
So what about Jimmy Fallon? Shining light, bright, wonderful, gracious. He did me a solid, and I'll never forget that.
That really struck me too, because the people that denied her the ability to come back on claimed that they were honoring Johnny Carson. But, there aren't that many nice things out there.
That they felt she was too toxic.
Toxic.
Her comedy got sharper as she got older.
Well, I loved it. I don't.
Well, you did, but they felt it was too toxic. That was
we Vegans understand each other. I got it. I thought she was absolutely sharp as a tack, hilarious. You notice they're all men that couldn't handle it. I'm just saying. Yeah. She in fact sued for libel in a magazine when this interviewer claimed that she had said all sorts of disparaging things about her own husband. And she took him to court and she won. And this tells you everything you need to know about her. She got a big financial settlement. She gave it all to charity. Pee Wee Herman. She starred with Pee Wee Herman in his Christmas special in the late 80s. What did you think of Pee Wee Herman?
So what'd you think of Pee Wee? He was adorable. He could have been my son. Yeah, she doted on him. Really enjoyed the opportunity. And by then, she's getting closer to the end of her career. So it's a great opportunity to still be out there and be relevant to a new audience. That was the big draw.
He was a smart cookie. He was very smart. I did just endless thing after thing after thing. If she could have been on the red carpet as a star instead of as the interview person, who would she wear?
Oh, so if you were on the red carpet as a celebrity, who would you wear? Oh, it's so hard. So many good ones. Oscar de la Renta. That would be the one that would win out.
Always classy. I really enjoyed the show she had on for a while about clothing. I forget now what it was called. I've got it written down here someplace. I'll stumble on it. It was really entertaining. They would critique people's clothes, basically.
Yeah, she and her daughter. I think that was on the E network or something.
Yeah. Oh, no. You have to get this right. It was E exclamation point.
Oh, okay.
What was the name of that show? It was so good. And I want to ask her, pardon me?
Was it Extra?
No, I think that's like one of the things on that channel. It had a name. I want to say What Not to Wear, but I think that was Stacey London. A similar but different show. This was, oh well, I'll stumble on it later and then I'll tell you. She gave a speech once at a conference And this cracked me up. In 2000, she made a speech at the American Operating Room Nurses National Conference. And it cracked me up. And it wasn't because she had such pleasant interactions with nurses when she had her surgeries.
So was there a question?
That's my question. Did she do it because she has a soft spot for operating room nurses? Yeah.
Okay. So did you do the gig with the nurses in gratitude for how they helped you when you were in the hospital? That's how she got connected with it. Yeah. And she did feel like she wanted to give back. She felt she gave back a lot.
Oh my God, she was a philanthropist.
Yeah, that was in her heart and in her mind. So
yeah,
whatever she could, she did.
Yeah. That was one of the things I learned about her doing this research, is about what a remarkably generous, thoughtful person she was. Remarkably so. She didn't need to be. No. A lot of rich people don't bother.
But that goes back to the ethics, you know?
Yes, it does.
To whom much is given. That's how she lived her life.
When she did QVC, she did all these things that people thought, well, that's weird, you know? So she did QVC. She had a line of jewelry and clothes and beauty products, and everybody was just snarky about it until she made more money than anybody ever made on QVC. She made more than $1 billion, $1 billion with a B.
Wow.
I know. And she won all kinds of awards. I'm trying to find the name of that show. I think maybe it's lost here somewhere in the 8 million things she did. I don't want to dwell on her husband's death. It was a trauma. It was terrible. It was sad. Who knows, the convoluted emotional situation. I do think it's important to talk about how it affected her relationship with her daughter.
Okay.
So that's the question.
All right. So tell us about how your husband's death affected your relationship with Melissa. It was a nightmare. Just at the time when they needed each other the most, they were torn apart. It was heartbreaking. And it took a long time to bridge that gap, but it was worth all of the effort. And they did find their way back to each other. And they
did. How old was her daughter when it happened?
How old was Melissa when it happened? She was a teenager.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I mentioned to you that it affected Joan really horribly. Her daughter blamed her. It was a real rift in their relationship for a long time. Joan developed bulimia, and she developed an eating disorder as a result. Could you talk about that?
Yeah. So could you talk about the eating disorder that happened as a result of your husband's death? Yeah, she had kept herself reined in, so tightly regimented and so strict. But when he was gone, and her daughter's pulling away and blaming her, food was the comfort. And she went into isolation, which was a big mistake. She can see that now.
Yeah.
And she just lost control. And after holding herself so tightly for so many years, when that dam breaks, it breaks big time.
Yeah.
So she went on a roller coaster after that.
What's your favorite thing to eat? That's bad taste, I know, but I'm just curious.
Okay. So what was your favorite thing to eat? Truffles.
Truffles, chocolate truffles or truffles?
I was just going to say, are you talking about chocolate truffles or the other kind of truffles? The chocolate truffles. Yeah.
Oh, good girl. That is definitely, I understand that. I found the name of the show, but it wasn't until 2010. We have something else to talk about first. But the show was called Fashion Police.
Oh, I don't think
Do you remember
that.
No.
Oh,
God, it was hilarious. She was hilarious. And as a fashionista myself, I really got a kick out of it because I could put myself in some people's shoes. I'll tell you what. Okay, so I'm dying to ask about this. This is the reason why I thought it would be fun to do this. I'm glad we chose to talk about Joan because she's such a good person. I want to know from the very beginning until the end all about the Celebrity Apprentice.
Okay.
You want?
All right. So tell us about Celebrity Apprentice. What was that experience like? Oh, God, it was dog eat dog. And having to put up with you know who, put on a smile and pretend. That I should have got an Oscar for. That was the performance of a lifetime. But it was worth it because I needed the boost to my career.
Mm-hmm.
And like it or not, he was making people's careers at that time.
Was he as bad as we think he was at that time?
So was he as bad as we think he was during that time? He wasn't as bad then as he is now, of course, because he's more demented. But, he was always a con man. He was always playing games. And he's a fucking Nazi.
Yeah. And those kids of his, they were useless. They are useless, aren't they? That was performative. They didn't do anything, did they?
So his kids, were they useless or were they contributing? No. Deadwood.
I love it. I have a feeling we could talk about this all night. I have to say, transmit this to her. Her performance on Celebrity Apprentice was genius. She put all those arrogant, smug, know-it-all, backbiting younger people to shame when they started out. And I don't remember any of the details. It's been quite a while, but I do remember when they started out, they get these assignments and they dismissed her. This old lady, what can she do? Oh my God, she ran circles around them. She was diplomatic. She was talented, creative. I loved her in that because she put them all to shame, including you know who.
Yeah. Do we dare ask her about the relationship with Funky? The daughter?
Oh, did she pick up on that? Yeah, let's ask her. Why not? We have nothing to be ashamed of. We're not doing anything wrong. Yeah.
So
was there definitely something
I don't know.
covert?
That just kind of popped in. So could you tell us what you thought of the relationship between the Donald and Ivanka? She's choosing her words carefully.
Oh, don't.
But she's saying everything you think was going on?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Here's a question. In her gut, instincts on the situation, how much complicity was there as opposed to coercion or just so much pathology that you couldn't even figure it out?
Okay, so did you get that? Well, in the beginning, as a child, you've got to realize that there was the coercion.
Of course.
And of course, the grooming. But by the time she was in the picture with them, it was using one another. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, I agree. Oh, I absolutely agree. What about Jared? Where does he fit into this? Is he aware? Does he see it? Does he care?
So what about Jared? Do you think he knows about it? He knew what the deal was. And this marriage, it's not a love match. It was arranged. They knew what the deal was. They're using one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Building the life they were bred to create.
Mm-hmm. So maybe she knows about this, maybe not. I'm going to take a chance that she might know about this. So Donald Jr., the son, the oldest son, he has a daughter named Kai. She's about 18 or so.
Yeah.
And she's suddenly become the hot little personality. And I suspect that there's that similar interest between,
Yeah.
I doubt very much, given age and infirmity, that there's as much acting on that proclivity. But I'm just curious, does she, I know I'm talking in circles here, but does she get the same impression?
So can you tell us what's your impression about the relationship with the granddaughter, Kai? Well, he can't help himself. He's been grooming her for quite some time. It hasn't gone to the level because of present circumstances and lack of opportunity. And she, of course, is aware of it, and she's using it.
That's the impression I had too.
Again, it's kind of like the family tradition.
Mm-hmm. That's just gross.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Ivana? I mean, while we have her here.
Yeah, why not? What would you say to us about Ivana? What's your impression of that situation? Well, a manipulator using the situation for self-aggrandizement, she's saying. So it's, don't feel sorry for her. She knew what she was getting into with that deal, and she worked it as long as she could.
Actually, what I really want to know.
Yeah, I know what you want to know.
Was she just clumsy? Or did she have help?
Yeah. Okay. Let me take care of my runny nose here. Then
I have a runny nose too. And when I get a runny nose, when I'm doing this, you know what that means? We're hitting on some home truths. I read cards and I suddenly realize I'm doing a lot of this. I don't do that the rest of the time.
I've been this way all day, so I don't think that's it, but we will ask. So
it's my bewitched moment,
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I'm dying to know.
So what do you think about the ending for Ivana? Was it an accident or was it arranged? No, honey, that was no accident. It was very convenient. Timely, too.
So what's planted at the 19th hole?
Do you know what's planted at the 19th hole? Blackmail.
I knew it. Thank you, Joan,
for
making me feel less.
Yeah, you're not paranoid.
Yeah, I no. Well, I don't think I'm paranoid. I think what I am is kind of willing to assume bad things about people, but it's based on a gut feeling, and it never fails. It's so interesting. Okay, so we talked about The Apprentice, and we talked about the Fashion Police. Loved it so much. She wrote another book. She wrote a lot of books. She wrote another book. And when she wrote the book, Costco wouldn't sell it. You know how they have tables with books? They wouldn't sell it. So one day, she went down to Costco in the middle of the day. She handcuffed herself to a grocery cart. She had a megaphone, and she did a protest, a one-woman protest.
Wow.
It was a PR stunt.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Hilarious. Who came up with that idea?
So where did the idea for the protest at Costco come from? She and Melissa brainstormed that.
She and Melissa are quite a team. I loved the show that she did. It was a reality show. It lasted about 5 years that she did with her daughter, Melissa, and her grandson, Cooper. Cooper is a testament to your ethics and your boundaries, and what a remarkable young man. I just wanted to get that there out in the open. He's beaming. I I don't like little boys very much. He was a lovely young man, polite and kind. And if he were my grandson, I'd be so proud.
Yeah,
And
she said he was raised to be a gentleman.
he was a gentleman. It was obvious, but he was more than just a gentleman. It wasn't just airs that he put on. He came from the heart. He's a good person, really a good person. She and Melissa did a good job. And I loved how she just established boundaries with him. She was like, no nonsense. Worked. Okay, where are we here? So pretty much we've gotten to all of her professional things, and her humor was critiqued for being too gossipy and too snarky and too personal about people's private lives. And her statement was, we all want to know about private lives. So I have a question. What did she find out? Or is there only one thing? What really stands out that she found out about somebody famous in their private life that she found shocking?
Okay. So was there anything that you found shocking in the life of a celebrity that you knew or encountered? There's nothing that shocked her at that point. She had seen it all. But there were a lot of dirty closets out there.
Well, yes, I believe it. She did a lot of philanthropic work for the LGBT community, especially specifically HIV/AIDS charities and organizations. When she won the Celebrity Apprentice, she gave all of the money to God's Love We Deliver Food. And it was an organization that delivered meals to people who were ill with HIV/AIDS and couldn't get out. And I'm just curious. I think it's fabulous. But why? What was it that made her support the LGBTQ community?
So tell us about your support of the LGBTQ community. What was that about? How did you get involved? They were the biggest fans. They were very attentive fans. She got to know them and just adored them. It was like she was their doting aunt.
Kathy Griffin is the same. I think she was friends with Kathy Griffin, if I'm correct. I don't know for sure.
Friends with Kathy Griffin? Yeah, like-minded souls.
Absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely see that. Yeah. So I guess we should talk about the plastic surgery because, I don't care one way or another, but it came to an unhappy end. And I just think it's so sad because, wanting to change yourself all the time. I understand why professionally, but emotionally, sad. Does she regret?
So do you have regrets about the plastic surgery? No, because it was a necessary part of her life in Hollywood. At least she thought it was. Yeah. She probably would have been okay without it, but maybe not. She's saying in her eyes, without the plastic surgery, she would have been Dame Edna. And that was just unacceptable.
Look at what the rest of us have to work with. What are you talking about?
It's a choice, and she made it with her eyes wide open.
Hey, we all have our issues, that's one of the reasons why we're here is to work that out, right? And I guess what I'd like to find out is, did she see her memorial?
Did you witness your memorial? Of course. Nothing could have kept me away.
Well, I'm really bummed I didn't get an invitation because Hugh Jackman sang, the New York City Gay Man's Chorus sang show tunes. I mean, it was a thing. Howard Stern gave the eulogy. He said something really nice. He really liked her. He really liked her. And he said that she was brassy in public and classy in private. I thought that was really a nice thing to say. And then her daughter read something really funny. I don't know what she said, but she read something really funny. It sounded like a great memorial. I mean, if you have to be dead, I mean, people said really nice things about her. How did that make her feel?
Celebration. Yeah. So how did that make you feel? Oh, it made me feel loved, appreciated, all warm and fuzzy inside. It was wonderful. Couldn't ask for something better.
Kathy Griffin said she brought a fearlessness to a brand of humor into our homes that we really need. So I guess my question would be, and Melissa got a letter of condolence from Barack Obama. And he said, not only did she, Joan, make us laugh, she made us think. That's high praise.
Yeah.
So does she have any final words about how we can survive our present difficult situation?
So can you tell us, do you have any guidance for how we can get through this really challenging time in world history? Don't forget to laugh. So important. It'll get you through the rough times. Just like it got the people through the Holocaust. You've got to find something to hold on to. You've got to have your sense of humor, and you've got to have your hope. No matter how bleak things look, there's always hope.
I'm glad she brought it up because I have to ask this. It triggered a memory for me. Is Stephen Miller the reincarnation of Goebbels or some Nazi?
Do you know, is Stephen Miller incarnated Goebbels? Well, she doesn't know for sure, but she says if he isn't, he ought to be.
Well, I think he's a golem. What does she think about that?
Soulless monster.
Yeah, well, that's, the Jewish myth of the Jewish story of the golem made from dirt, and it's an animated dirt with no soul and no heart. That's what I get. So I'm glad she verified that. So is there anything further? I mean, I think we've...
Yeah, I want to ask her, considering she had her own body image issues, why did she so viciously go after Oprah for weight?
I think I know. But...
Okay, so can you tell us, what was the thing with Oprah and the weight, given you had your own issues with weight? I thought she was a phony and I wanted to expose her.
Well, I know she's a phony, but that's a whole other conversation. I have a theory. Maybe she can confirm or deny this, but it's like projection a little bit. You accuse people of the thing that you've done or the thing that you're thinking. And she had such terrible, conflicted body image and attitude and feelings about herself that I think, put it out there on other people before it can be put on you. That's just a guess. Is there a bit of that going on?
So was it like projection or some kind of a defense that you were attacking her? It triggered her. She was triggered. She used her tools. That's what she was good at. And it made people laugh. It made a lot of money. And then to make herself feel better, she helped charities.
I'm thrilled to hear somebody validate how I feel, because I always think I'm hard on people and judgmental and snarky. But I'm not as bad as Joan Rivers. She realizes that's a joke.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about.
Yeah, she says, "Good one, Helen."
You're welcome.
Apropos.
You're welcome. Well, thank you. That was really fun, and I'm glad we saved the best for last.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anything else you want to ask?
I don't know. I'll think of something after we're done. I can't think of anything. Does she have any questions for us?
Do you have any questions for us? What took you so long?
Well, we only recently started doing this. I mean, in the past year. So,
But what took you so long?
Well, I'll tell you, you weren't old enough. I was into silent movies and very, 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 very early Hollywood. So that's all. It's chronology, just chronology. There was something else I was going to say now and I forget. Well, it doesn't matter. Just thank you. It was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I know what I was going to say.
What?
I'll see you on Vega.
Yeah, there you go. One more question. What do you have planned for your next act?
Good question.
I'm still trying to figure that out. It's going to be big, whatever it is.
God, I don't know if we're ready for it.
Planning.
I don't know if we can handle it. Bigger than
Well,
that.
It's going to be a different world when she comes back. So it takes a whole different strategy. And
I hope so.
That's what she's working on.
Has she met anybody on the other side that was significant and impressed her? And you know what I mean?
Yeah. So anybody that you've met over there that really impressed you? George Michael, she really connected with him.
The singer?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about him.
Well, it turned out he was gay, but that came out later in his career. But
yeah, I don't really know. The wrong age for me. Yeah.
Big talent. She really liked him. Anybody else that stands out? Did you and Johnny connect and did you work things out? Oh, yeah. Bygones are bygones over there. They're not holding on to grudges.
Oh, I would assume. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a lot of good memories that they focused on.
I have a question. Has she met RFK Sr. and made her apologies?
Okay, so have you connected with RFK Sr.? Seen him around. Didn't really spend any time. Not interested. Still not impressed.
Yeah, she's still a Republican in the afterlife. Oh my God.
It's not about party now. It's just about the type of person.
Yeah. I'm believe it or not, that was a joke. So yeah. Well, this has been fun. My face kind of hurts from smiling, so that's always a good sign.
Yeah. We needed that to lighten things up, especially now. So
thank you to Joan. Thank you to Joan very much. Great lady. Yes. Wonderful person.
You're welcome.
Oh, hey, take a bow. Okay, well, Deborah, our work here is done.
I think so. Very satisfactorily.
Yeah, it was great. It was really fun. I'll have to come up with a list and send it to you. Suggestions. I have 2 people in mind. I'll tell you when I end the recording.
Okay, sounds good.
We want to keep a little suspense here, the mystery of it all, right? So thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed this. I feel like it was elevating. It was fun. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And we'll see y'all. Slán.
Okay. Bye.